in the future, there won't be countries like there are now. There won't be sort of nation states. There'll just be one big world government body. And it'll be based in some big white modernist building somewhere or other. And it will be modelled on the United Nations.
Or there'll be women from Earth and males from another planet. And those extraterrestrial males, well, they'll be just like human men, but kind of superior to them in every way possible.
Force Entertainment appeared at Divadelna Nitra festival also last year. How do you feel on this stage for the second time?
It's really great actually to not just make contact in a country where we haven't really been before, and in a country where the dialogue about what theatre is and what it can be is a new one for us and for you, but to come back 2 years running, so it feels like that dialogue, that conversation can move along a little faster. And this show is quite a different show to the show that we brought last year, so we do feel like it's great when the work that the company does and our interest in theatre isn't just represented by one piece, but it becomes more of a conversation, as I said, about the different possible extremes of theatre. Unfortunately, the downside is that we still don't have time to see any other work. So the other part of that conversation where we get to see some pieces we can't do. I know that today there's a piece at 5 o'clock, but we have a rehearsal and we can't make it.
Yes. Maybe tomorrow we're leaving.
Tomorrow we fly at 7 in the morning.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Yeah, really a flying visit.
Can you explain our television audience what is this show about?
This show came as a response to an invitation from a festival in Switzerland, in Belloard Festival in Fribourg, and they had a theme for their festival, which was a theme of hope. And we tried to work with this word hope for a long time, and we were really struggling and not really getting anywhere with a hard definition of all that you could think about hope. And then we suddenly twisted the meaning of hope a little bit sideways and came up with this idea of a series of possible projections or concepts about what the future might be like. And I think in those possibilities for the future, there is hope and there is also guilt and innocence. But it doesn't address these words or these concepts directly. It's a kind of, in imagining the future, which is what the two performers do, in putting up possibilities for the future, they're inviting you as a member of the audience to think with them about what the future might be and how it might relate to, say, hope or to guilt and innocence.
So there is a hope.
I think this show, along with many forced entertainment shows, it doesn't give you one answer. And maybe who you are as a member of the audience, and how you read the piece, how you connect with the piece on the night, means that you make your own journey and you kind of make your own decision about that.
Each country will be divided up into lots of small, more or less rural communities, and they'll each have a leader. It won't exactly be a king, it'll be more like a chief or a wise man, a wise person. And they'll be supported by nobles and merchants in a kind of...
Or in the future there'll just be a kind of universal push-button democracy. Because, yeah, no, everybody will be wired up to the net, so everybody will be able to make a suggestion about anything, and then everybody else will be able to vote on it just by pressing a button, so yes or no.
So, do you feel, or do you see the future? Maybe.
I'm a pretty hopeful person.
Yes.
I am, yeah, generally kind of foolishly optimistic. But what I like about this piece is that it's not really, it came out of improvisation, so Robin and I improvised the text. And I think in doing so, we went beyond our opinions and we went beyond our thoughts, and we started in a way to collect all of the ideas about the future that are common to all of us across our different cultures, ideas from sci-fi and from films and just common parlance about certain versions of what the future might be. So it's exciting for me as a show in that way, that it's the product maybe not of one or two minds, but of many, many minds, and a whole kind of different cultural input into the discussion of what the future might be, which has been a discussion that's always been there. People have always wondered about how the future will turn out, what will be invented, how will people decide how to live, how to organize themselves, how to organize their politics or their ethics.
What would you say to our people in Slovakia to find some hope? What is the recipe? What is your recipe?
I think theatre is fairly hopeful. Just the act of sitting with one another, maybe having quite different opinions about a piece that we've seen, but sharing the experience, the situation of watching something together and talking about it afterwards. That seems to me to be a pretty hopeful act.
Yes, that's nice. That's true. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
For our interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to pleasure.
Thank you.
And so bring us hope another year.
Well, yeah.
Are you working now on another show?
Yes.
Doing something?
We have a big show which is very different, very physical, chaotic, with a lot of music which gets made on stage. That's called The Coming Storm, and that's been to some places in Europe, and now it's going to start well, actually it goes to Vienna, which is not so far away, and then Paris, and then Dublin, and then it does a tour of the United Kingdom. But we've also started to talk about the next one, which is happening in Germany next year. So it's nice at the moment. It's a good mixture of performing and being back in the rehearsal room and starting to talk about the next piece.
So next 2 years, we could see Divadelna Nitra.
Yeah, we'd love to come back.
But 2 years.
Yeah.
Vina, nevina. Medzinárodný festival Divadelna Nitra 21. až 26. septembra. Festival podporili hlavní mediálni partneri